call the roll, please?
Mayor Swenson.
Here.
Counselor Christensen. Here. Counselor Tafe.
Here.
Counselor Bachl.
Yep.
Counselor Garacki.
Here.
Okay. First item is, of course, to approve the agenda. And, so, I don't know if anybody has any questions or additions or anything, so.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay. We have a motion from Counselor Tafe to approve the consent agenda, seconded by Counselor Bachl. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I got a text from Tammy with Verizon, and she had a little trouble getting out of town this morning, so she's expecting to be here at 12:05, so hopefully she can make it by then, so. But the first item on the agenda is to approve the submission of the pay equity report to the state of Minnesota. And Joan, if you could kind of fill us in on everything about that, so the
Yeah,
council's aware of it.
this is the pay equity report that the state requires us to do every 3 years. So some of you have seen it before. Basically, it is ensuring to the state that male and female and other classes are paid equally, that there aren't male classes consistently paid above female, and et cetera. So each job is assigned points by a state job point matching system. And here we plug in the salaries and some other questions they ask, years of service and so on. And the state generates this report that I've attached that shows how different genders are paid. And then we need to send it in by the end of the month, and the state either says we're in compliance or out of compliance. And if we're out of compliance, we have a certain amount of time to fix it, or they assign fines. So
You
we'll
said,
see what they say.
you said we could be fined $100.
$100 a day
A
or
day.
5% of our LGA money, depending on which is greater. But we need to send it in and see what they say. There's some issues
But-
maybe, but as you can see, some of the
But,
female jobs are definitely
it-
paid less.
But it's
so-
all based on state data or
Right.
state
And it's not,
requirements.
yeah, and it's not even 100% the amount of pay, it's the difference in pay. So
Okay,
we just need the okay to send it into the state.
okay.
I'll make the
Yeah.
motion to submit the pay equity report to the state.
I'll second that.
Okay. So we have a motion by Counselor Tafe to approve sending in the compliance report to the state, seconded by Counselor Christensen. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So, the next item on the agenda was the Verizon tower. I don't see Tammy yet, so hopefully she'll be here shortly. Maybe we can move on to the three-year contract for the school resource officer. And I know, Joan, if you want to
Well, Mitch is there.
fill us in, I don't know. Mitch, I don't know if you want to talk about it or whatever.
Contract is just, the only update on it was just the salary ranges. Other than that, the verbiage is exactly the same. So the only thing that changed was we updated up to Ryan's new salary range, so 3-year contract, so.
And this update was based on the LELS contract or
Yep.
whatever, so.
Current one,
yeah.
yep, the one that just came out, so. Should be good to
And-
go.
And Joan, you said you thought, looked fine or whatever. some shortages or whatever?
Yeah, it's the wage that, they're being paid. It doesn't include the longevity bonus, but it is the wage they're being paid.
Okay. And the school district has approved this, right?
Correct, yep.
So it's just up to the council now if we want to approve it or whatever, but we're almost into February and Ryan's been working for a month.
Yeah. We'd like to get paid.
Yeah.
So I had a question about, I think it was a year ago, there was the whole state law about hands-on and stuff like that with student resource officers. That's completely been
That's resolved.
resolved, and
Yeah.
there's nothing going forward to worry about with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's all resolved.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's any issues. I will make a motion to approve the 3-year contract for the school resource officer.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Christensen to approve the SRO contract, seconded by Counselor Bauco. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So we'll get that signed and let the school district know, right?
Right, you
So-
just need, yeah, we'll get your signature after the meeting.
Yeah, so, okay. I guess we can discuss the Verizon agenda item a little bit, and hopefully Tammy will be here shortly, but as you see, we had a CUP granted back in 2022, and the construction of the Verizon Tower at the old school football field where it's going to be located was delayed because of financing it, first of all, I think by Verizon, and second of all, because the school district and the city have been working on a possible housing project there, and there was concern about the placement of the cell tower. And their consultant, oh, hi, Tammy.
Hi, sorry, I got a
Yeah.
little caught in traffic on the way out.
This is Tammy Hartman. She's with the Verizon company, and she's the network outreach manager for the Great Plains region. So
Yes,
you cover how many states?
I cover, I just got some more added actually, so lucky me.
Oh,
But right now I cover Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska is my territory.
okay.
And then I just added OPW, which is Iowa, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Michigan, Kentucky, and another one in there. I know. I'm everywhere, so I listen to a lot of podcasts.
So I don't know if you want to come up, Tammy, and
Is that okay?
have any comments for the council? So,
Well, good morning, good afternoon. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. There was just a little bit of traffic on my way out, but I'm Tammy Hartman, and I'm with Verizon. I'm actually a Verizon employee, so I know that you've been dealing with a lot of our vendors. But Verizon just wanted to address you today. I live in the Twin Cities, so I'm out in this territory all the time. I'm asking for an extension for our conditional use permit. So the one that we have, I believe expired in 2023. And so I'm here to ask that it's extended through the end of 2025. Our intention is to get out here and start construction this summer. And at the site, the school district site, so we've been working with Cody, the developer, and the school district, Mayor Swenson, just making sure that we kind of put all the pieces of the puzzle together and get that going for the community here. So looking forward to it.
and I should add for the council's sake that according to the ordinance, Tammy has some valid concerns because it does technically expire within a year if work isn't started or completed on it. And so, the city hasn't taken any action, or I don't know if we intend to take any action, but to make everything correct, we need to extend it or whatever. So, and I think it's crucial for the city because That's, well, right now, you told us that
Yeah,
you're maxed out on your capacity with the two towers that are
Right.
currently available.
that's right. So we have two towers that serve your city. One is at the other high school site, and then there's, or the other school site, I'm sorry. And then there's another one that I think is a little bit south and west of town. So those two are kind of aimed here. I think there's actually a third one up there as well.
Yeah.
But your population is growing. And our RF engineers are always kind of out looking, trying to be ahead of issues. And so they're getting to their capacity. So as we watch your community develop and grow, there's definitely a need here. We also are bringing in what we call fixed wireless access as well. So people have another high-speed internet option through Verizon. So instead of using your phone as a hotspot, you get this little box that you'd be able to use as internet access. So just another option for the people of this community.
And as Tammy mentioned, we are seeing growth in the community and so forth, and we want to make sure we have the ability to keep everybody connected and so forth, so.
Well, I'd
I-
make the motion that we give her that extension.
How much time do you think it's going to take for Verizon to get it done?
Well, I need to have, what I would propose is through the end of 2025. So I need to have a shovel in the ground before the end of 2025 is what I would propose. So, I mean, of course, we live in Minnesota, so we know our restrictions on construction, that I need to be here when the ground is thawed. So like we spoke about, our goal would be to be done over the summer and then have it what we would consider lit or activated so that it's actually working. But there sometimes can be maybe an equipment issue or something, so I just want to make sure I manage all of your expectations and commit to just at least getting started by the end of the year. If I don't have it up and totally activated, I don't think your ordinance goes that far. I think I've got to get construction started, and so I've just asked that it be extended through
Be
12/31.
nice to see it up this year.
In the summer, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's our intention.
So, yeah, as I mentioned, and Tammy mentioned, the community is growing, and that's one of our main issues is additional housing, and so Verizon's been working with the school district and the potential contractor for the housing project, and
Yeah,
they've worked out things for like the access roads
Yep.
to the housing development and to the Verizon Tower.
Yes.
And so I think things are lining up. We just need to see that cell tower up.
correct. That need to see that.
So,
I agree, yeah. I
So,
mean, we worked with the developer just talking about like, this is where we would like our access road to go, this is where we would propose the tower to go. We're gonna be out there surveying in any event, so, let us help you get some survey work done, for on Verizon. And, so he was like, that would be great, that if you could help me out with that, and then we can help the school district kind of, keep that parcel separate if that's what they choose, or if they decide not, those are things that
Yeah.
I'm not involved in, but yeah, most definitely.
Tammy, I have a question. The
Yeah.
location,
Councilmember.
as like coming in off the side street and the school's here,
Yes,
it was first intended to be here.
yes,
And my understanding is the school was maybe thinking of having you move over here if
Right.
possible. Was
Right.
that something that was discussed and decided last Monday?
we talked about it and decided that the best location is the current location.
Where it is?
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much.
yeah, there's a cost. You have
There is.
approximately 50,000 into
There's a-
environmental studies and everything else.
Yeah, and I'm not a construction person, I'm a community outreach person, so I'm gonna speak really high level about some of this stuff.
Right.
But, just like the expense related to like the soil samples and the environmental analysis and the survey work that's already been done and coming up with construction drawings so that our RF engineers will approve this location have already been done. So we're ready to go. If I have to start over at another location, then I'm out all of that expense because it doesn't go over to the new place. The
Yeah.
federal regulations make us start over. And then I was telling the mayor, then we start over.
Yeah.
And so then we go into the back of the line, because I can't construct in 2025. And like we were talking about at our meeting, as you guys know, if you have money in your budget, you better spend it. You can't, so it would just get filled in with another project. And then Starbucks would go back in the queue, and then as we spoke about, I don't know when it would come back up again. It just depends on how long it took to get the environmental analysis, all that other stuff done again. So I don't know if it would be 26, 27, 28, I don't know.
And I think, the whole issue was confused because consultant for Verizon, Cabot, he kind of mentioned that his favorite spot was a different spot, so.
Well, and I know Chip had
That-
also commented about
That
that.
kind of confused things.
So that brings me to my next question, aesthetically,
Yes.
as well as safety, because there is a
Yes.
daycare there,
Yes.
there is a school there, as
Yeah.
well as the Glacial Hills.
Yep.
What are the measures being taken for that?
Yeah, so this will be similar to the macro tower that's already deployed at another school here.
At the high school?
It's not, is it? I'd have to go and look it up,
Okay.
but we have another macro tower that's already deployed at a school here, whether it's the same school district, but I don't think it's Starbucks, it's maybe Glenwood, I'm not sure.
That would
And you-
Is it
all
a
be
high
the
school?
same school district.
Yeah.
So where did you say? Nick? Okay, that's
Okay.
kind of what I thought, yeah.
So
By the
sim-
swamp kind of deal, got it.
yeah.
apparently we pick swampy area.
And Tammy, you mentioned that the tower's like 60 feet high,
I think this one's 100.
100,
I think so.
but it doesn't need any guy wires or anything.
No,
so-
but I'm just thinking, like, so fencing around?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am, yes. Fencing around it, and then, similar to the design that's at the high school, very similar to that. And then my response about safety is that Verizon spends billions of dollars on these licenses in order to use that equipment. And so the FCC tells us you can only have your equipment operate at this level. And if any carrier, Verizon, AT&T, any of them, don't operate within those guidelines, the FCC terminates your license and you don't get your money back. So we operate well within the guidelines that the FCC establishes.
And, heaven forbid, if
Yeah,
they
sure.
ever got your license did taken
Yeah,
away,
right.
do you come and take down that tower again, or is that our problem?
That
I'm assuming you've never had that issue, and I hope
Right,
you never do, but
right,
I'm just curious.
that's interesting. There's a couple of things we can do. You can make a condition of your conditional use permit that I provide you with a bond that I take my tower down when I stop using it. Many cities have in their telecommunications ordinance a requirement that the carrier provide the city with a bond for what we call tower removal. So if that's a concern, make it a condition of your conditional use permit, and then I'll provide you with a bond that we renew every year. And it's like a $50,000 bond or something
Okay.
that Verizon gives you, so that in the event that does happen, and we don't come take our tower down, you have a bond to draw against to take it down.
Okay. I cannot recall the community, but there is a community that is left with all this extra
Oh.
stuff. And
From Verizon?
no,
Okay.
but they can't touch it because it belongs to the company, but the
Oh.
company's not taking care of it, and it's really become,
That's a
I
nightmare.
mean, more than an eyesore, but a wasted space. So, just curious. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. If you want to get me some information on that, I can research it and see who it is and
Yeah. Oh, well,
some pressure.
I read a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I understand.
It'll come to me at 2 in the morning. Well, you are absolutely correct. That's what it was. Yeah.
It was what?
Wind, yeah,
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and horrible. I mean, not just one. It was a bunch. It was a nightmare for the community.
Oh. I mean, that's a really good question, and we run into that. And your dollars should be used to like enhance your parks and housing and all the other great things that we've been talking about, childcare, things like that. Not to take down a telecommunications tower.
Yeah, no.
So if that's a real concern, we'll absolutely give you a bond for tower removal if you'll make it, if it's not in your ordinance, if you'll make it a condition of the
Okay.
conditional use.
Thank
permit.
you, appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's totally
So
valid.
we have a motion by Counselor Baukel to extend the CUP to 2025, and do you want to amend it to require a bond also?
We'll have to do a new CUP.
Huh?
We'll have to do a new CUP then for that,
A
if
new
you
one?
make any changes.
I would like that amendment. We don't know what the future holds, as far as,
Do we need a building permit here?
What's that?
Do we need a building permit?
We'll check with our building inspector if you would need one for a tower. I mean, I'm not sure.
Because we could make it a condition of the building permit too, if you wanted to do it that way, if you don't want to have to amend the CUP and have to have a new application come in.
I would need to check with him on that and
Okay.
see what he has to say.
Right.
But
That-
you're not opposed to,
I'm not opposed to it, but I will give you my hitch,
yeah,
is that it's not Verizon that issues the bond. Obviously, it's our insurance company, Marsh, and they won't give me a bond unless I have, like, some authority to get it. So, although I could
So-
tell you, I'll give you a bond, I'll go to Marsh and say, I want a bond for Starbuck, and they'll say, well, show me where the authority is for it. We don't.
okay.
So I just need something.
Mhm.
So we could do it via building permit, too.
could
yeah,
it be
so-
just a memorandum of understanding?
Maybe.
And then that way, we can get this done for you.
Yeah.
And then the memorandum of understanding is then you will come back with that.
I don't know that we need to go that far. I think Joan can check on
Well-
with our building
Well, that would-
inspector.
What I'm hearing from Tammy is that she wants to get going and hopefully
do.
have this decided
Yeah.
today.
So, yeah, she can check and notify you, and if you need to get one, you need to get one.
Okay.
And, but we would like the bond, I think. you know,
Yep.
so,
Okay. Okay. We can do that.
Okay. So,
And I will amend that
okay.
motion.
So we have a motion by Counselor Baukel to extend the CUP and to ask for a bond from Verizon.
I don't think you want to make that part of the CUP. That needs to be separate, or we'll need to do a new one.
Which would you,
We'll either write a memo of understanding letter.
I think that would be
or
the
we'll put it in a
easiest way
building
to do it
permit.
and move
So
forward.
What would-
The CUP would need to stand as it is.
okay.
Except
So
for
MOUs
the
work really
extension.
well.
would you like to do a memorandum of understanding?
Well, I'll talk to Rick quick and see.
Okay. Okay.
You can let me know what you need me to say.
Sounds good. I will do that.
That's how most of them go.
Because you're not the expert, I am.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
just rely on me, that's why
Yeah.
I'm here.
Right.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Tammy. I really
yeah.
appreciate that you bring that up.
You know, it's a really good point, and
Thanks.
there's so many different factors out there, honestly, and so just rely on us. That's what we're here for. I live in this community. I raise my family here too. You know, I may be a couple hours away, but I'm driving back and forth to Fargo all the time. He's probably clocking me every time I'm on. So I got it set at cruise control, but yeah, just rely on us to be your expert, because that's what we're here to do, and that's why I'm out here, so.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure.
So since we can't amend the conditional use permit, do you want to change your initial thing to just extend the current conditional use permit?
I think I'm just gonna withdraw and let you do it.
Okay, well, I will make a motion to approve the extension of the conditional use permit, and we'll be finding out, after we talk to the builder, if we can tie the memorandum of understanding into the building permit after Joan does her research.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, an amended motion by Counselor Christensen to approve the extension of the CUP and to work out the rest of it as far as a memorandum of understanding or a bond and so forth. So, seconded by Counselor Tafe. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Well, thank you very much, Tammy, and
Thank you for your time, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm going to just drop off my card. Is that okay? If I approach you guys and just drop off my card?
sure.
And then, you already have it, but just reach out.
Yep.
If there's something that comes up that you need more information on, I'm here to help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that concludes our special meeting, so
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
so we have a motion to adjourn the special meeting at 12:25, and